još jednom na ovako malo ranijem dolasku i jako nam je drago da u sali budemo sa onima koji predstavljaju budućnost naše struke, budućnost tehnike u Srbiji, a ne samo u Srbiji, nego i svuda gde se budete našli u svom profesionalnom životu. Grejanje je vitalna potreba stanovništva, tamo gde nije jako toplo i potrebno je svima. Klimatizacija i hlađenje takođe i tamo gde je jako toplo i tamo gde je malo manje s obzirom na situaciju sa promenama klimatskim takođe. Dozvolite mi da vam predstavim sa posebnim zadovoljstvom gospodina Faruka Mehbuba, predsjednika Američkog udruženja inženjera za grejanje, hlađenje i klimatizaciju. Faruk, please. One applause for Faruk. Hvala lepo. Američkog udruženja za inženjera za grejanje, hlađenje i klimatizaciju, koje za 2 godine slavi 130 godina od svog osnivanja i koje je praktično jedna internacionalna organizacija u celom svetu, ne samo američka. Naše udruženje se zove Srpsko udruženje, Društvo za grejanje, hlađenje i klimatizaciju ili Društvo za KGH u okviru Saveza inženjera tehničara SMEITS. Također želim da predstavim, a zatim i da pozovem, I would like to introduce and just to ask you to come, gospodina Denisa Najta, ASHRAE trežerera, koji će praktično za 2 godine preuzeti, godinu i po dana preuzeti predsjedavanje ovom velikom organizacijom. On će vam se obratiti jednim lepim predavanjem, a poslije ćemo da čujemo i gospodina Faruka. Denis, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Can you hear me? All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Yes? I'd like to thank Professor Bata, Alexander, Marco, Tamara, and all the students for being here this morning. I think really pulling off this Congress for 53 years, and what a great group of students sitting here. You are our future. So I think you should give yourselves a hand, right? So, yeah. All right. And the reason I say that, there would be really no reason for this Congress, no reason for ASHRAE, no reason for the Serbian society if you weren't here, right? You are our future. These conferences are special places. I want you to understand that there's magic that happens at these conferences. I want you to take the opportunity the next day or so while you're here to have some conversations. Learning takes place, not just formal learning, right? We all become better people. We all become better engineers, become better students, scientists, researchers, and we come closer together when we're face to face and we're talking, right? And we find common ground. Now, I know many of you in the room, since you're students, are beginning this lifelong journey, this career in engineering, science, technology, math. But you're already an expert. Every person in this room is an expert. You have gotten to the seat you're sitting in through a different path from the person sitting next to you. You have learned something that the person next to you does not know. The person you'll see down in the exhibition hall, the person you'll have lunch with. You know something that's worth sharing with that person, and they know something that's worth sharing with you that will make you smarter, might trigger an idea, may put you on a path that you never thought you would take toward a successful career. And that success, your success, will happen gradually, then suddenly, one conversation at a time. It's conversations, it's relationships that are going to make the difference. I encourage you to participate, talk with your colleagues, your friends, your students, but talk to these old guys like me too, right? Take advantage of our lessons learned. Apply our lessons learned to the new technologies that you're learning to improve our industry and make it better than the way it was when we were starting. All right, I'd like to just start by talking about ASHRAE student activities. How many members in the room are ASHRAE student members? Raise your hand. Not too many. Maybe we'll change that by the end of the day. Yes. Student members belong to ASHRAE. How about student leaders? Are you taking an active role in leadership in a chapter? Anybody? Yeah? All right. Well, let's get started. ASHRAE student activities, I'm going to give you a quick overview, and then Mr. Farouk and I are going to just have a conversation with you and ask you some questions and get some feedback from you. So the goals of ASHRAE student activities, one, we encourage the study of HVAC and R, right? Heating, ventilating, air conditioning, and refrigeration. I'll want to know when we get to the conversation part what that brings to mind to you, because it's such a broad field, and it's amazing the things from an educational standpoint you can apply within those 5 little characters there. The things you've learned and how you can develop a career. To promote a career in HVAC, we want to introduce ASHRAE student members and membership and begin growing our future leaders. And then we support. ASHRAE supports our student branches through many things. We have grants, we have scholarships, we have design competitions, and I think some of you maybe participate in those. And then in the lower levels of education, where young children are starting out, we promote math, science in the K through 12 areas, and head them toward a pathway to higher education. So some of the motivation, student membership, again, as I mentioned in my opening remarks, student involvement is critical to the success of our industry, success of our organizations. It helps sustain us. It perpetuates our organization. It allows us to create the next generation of technology that our engineers and scientists will use to solve the problems of the day. And we create leaders. Student membership and participating in student chapters are safe places for you to practice your communication skills and explaining the technical information you're learning in school in a room with friends and colleagues who will help you make that message better, more clear, more concise, more correct, and complete. And then we bring together many factions, researchers, designers, contractors, energy engineers, sustainability, environmental. It's not just an HVAC engineering society. Think of all the things that HVAC entails. Indoor air quality, mitigating infectious aerosol spreads, air quality testing, biology, chemistry. No matter what you're studying, you can apply it to the discipline of HVAC and R. And then it expands the diversity of our membership. We need different people, different thinking, different cultures. We need to understand how local people solve the problems we're trying to solve for the planet. Some of the activities, ABET. ABET is an organization that accredits most of our university programs. We have a design competition, grants, K through 12 and STEM programs, and then work post-high school in our universities with our student branches very closely. I explain that, so I won't spend a lot of time. I'd like to get to our conversations here. Most people know what ABET is. Our design competitions, we have several. We have a design calculation competition that is an undergrad competition. We have an HVAC system selection competition that is undergrad. The SETI Family Foundation Net Zero Energy Design competition is open to graduate students, and it is very challenging competition. It stretches your knowledge and lets you apply modeling and problem solving and critical thinking skills. And then the Applied Engineering Challenge is another undergrad. And then for our K through 12 students, with the advent of building information modeling and those types of tools, we have a 3D modeling competition as well. For grants, our undergraduate grants can be up to $5,000. I encourage you, if you're thinking of considering a career in HVAC&R, talk to your student branch advisors, apply for these grants. They can be used to fund equipment and supplies for undergraduate projects, to your technical school programs, and normally the deadline each year is December 15th to apply. And then we have travel grants that we offer to allow students to come to our summer and winter meetings where you can actually see the work of ASHRAE being done, our board of directors, our technical committees, our standards committees. K through 12, we work to advance the awareness in our young children, the understanding, the appreciation of science, engineering, technology, math. We have a lot of promotional materials available for free for our K through 12 program. We have an outreach program. And then we've recently published a book called Lucy's Engineering Adventure, written at the pre-K level, which is an excellent book. I encourage you to get a copy if you don't have one, and maybe pass it on to younger brothers and sisters. Post-high school, the Student Activities Branch officiates over and organizes our student programs at our winter conference. We monitor our student branches, we help our student advisors, and then we oversee the Branch Advisor of the Year Award. And just looking at the students in the room and knowing these student advisors, you've got some great candidates sitting right here before you to be nominated for that award. And then student membership, it's reasonably priced, $25 a year, $15 in developing economies. Some of the benefits are our ASHRAE journal, where papers are published, a quarterly high-performance building magazine, and newsletters. You can participate in the design competitions. You can utilize our career and education resources. You're able to hold office and vote in the student branch. So again, it's an opportunity for you to grow as a leader in your technical field. And then you have the option to purchase our handbooks and other materials at deep discounts. And that's kind of an overview of our student activities and what we at ASHRAE do and encourage. Now I'd like to invite our president, President Mahbub, up, and we would really like to just for a few minutes hold a conversation with you.
Thank you, Dennis. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. And first of all, Professor Bata, Professor Alexander, and Dr. Marco, thank you guys for that great work you have done for 53 years. This is not small stuff. When you begin to look at the effort And the dedication, half a century of doing this, it is amazing. It blows my mind over. So our thanks and a big round of applause for these gentlemen. Okay, so I'm just going to have some introductory remarks. ASHRAE, American Society of Heating, Refrigerating, and Air Conditioning Engineers, dating back 1894. So that's the 19th century, the end of the 19th century. And we started small. Why? We needed a platform for people to exchange ideas and to do research. And now we have 55,000 members in 200 chapters in 130 countries. So what's our mission? What are we here for? We are here as our mission, a healthy and sustainable built environment for all. That is the bottom line, a healthy and sustainable built environment for all. And that is what we are working for. And I think that is what the Congress is working for all these years. So that's our mission. And we want to keep it in the mind, front and center. A little bit about myself. I come from Pakistan. So it's a measure of ASHRAE's diversity and its inclusivity and its equity that a Pakistani can be president of the American Society of Air Conditioning Engineers. So that's who we are. That's what it reflects. Now, I was born in Lahore. Lahore is one of our big cities. It is the capital of one of our provinces, a population about 12 million. And Lahore goes back 2,500 years. So it's a very old city. And where I come from, we have had over hundreds of years people from outside come and invade us. 200 times in the last 1,000 years. Turks, Afghans, Huns, and finally the British. And the British influence you are seeing is in my English. So because when I went to school, that the nuns in the convents taught us, so that's why that British influence is there. So every one of ASHRAE's presidents has a theme for the year. For his or her presidential year, we have a theme. So my theme is securing our future. And what does securing our future mean? It means that we take the actions that will guarantee our success in the years to come. And I identified 3 ways to secure our future. Number 1, to build relationships that are strong. When the chips are down, when the times are hard, it is the relationships which matter. Your friends will stand by you, and that's what matters. And I'm sure as Serbian people and Romanian people with a vast and old history, you understand that importance of those relationships. In my personal life, I lived in what is now Bangladesh. And before Pakistan broke into 2 countries, we had a lot of social and unrest and economic arguments. Eventually, it broke up. I came from West Pakistan. My wife comes from East Pakistan. And my friends tell me, because of my relationships, look, you better get out of here. It's going to blow up in your face. You'll get killed. I take the advice. I move on. So it was my relationships and my access to knowledge, to information. So relationships are important. Information is important. And finally, it's no good if you're not going to act on it. So you can have the knowledge and the information, everything, and still sit down and say, I'm going to go on. So that's securing our future. In the world that we are in today, there's a tremendous change. The change is that in the past, it took a long time for knowledge to get down the line and diffuse. And I gave an example in my speech yesterday that gunpowder was invented in China in the 1st century. It takes 1,200 years before it is used in Europe and Asia and other places. So it took 1,200 years to find out and get through to the world. Today, in 20 years, every person on the planet has a smartphone. So look at the speed at which the technology is diffusing. That means it's important for us that we are on top of getting the ideas. We keep our information, always our eye on it. That's our success. So securing the future is relationships, it's knowledge, and it is a willingness to change and a willingness to act. If we take an approach that my great-grandfather did it like this, I'm going to do it like this, there's going to be no change. So another generation of people have to learn to change. So that's my message here today. Now, to get that knowledge, to get that connection, what is most important is to connect with people. Your students here, and I want to ask a question. How many of you have connected in your lives with students from America or students from Asia or students from India? Anybody? I don't see any hands raised.
Ako imate problem sa engleskim, slobodno postavite pitanje na srpskom, pa ćemo prevesti, tako da.
So I think it's important to connect with people. So Professor Bhatta, I propose to you, let us organize in this age of communications, face to face. We can go on Zoom. Let people simply introduce themselves, talk about who they are. That gives an insight. I came here, I have known Professor Branko Todorovic and Professor Maria Todorovic for more than 20 years. I meet them at ASHRAE meetings. They visited my country. They are friends. They are family. But after 20 years, when I come here, I have a totally different idea of Serbia. I have a totally different idea of the work you people do. And I never realized how friendly, hospitable, and kind the people are. That only comes if you connect with people. So my message is connect with the world, and I'm sure you have some brilliant people here. We'll set up something to do that. I want to ask the question today, and I can ask at random. Somebody want to get up and tell us how they see their careers in 5 years or 10 years? Anybody want to speak up?
Kolega Faruk vas pita gde sebe vidite u narednih 5 godina u svojoj karijeri, budućem poslu. Pa eto, bilo bi lepo da se neko javi da kaže svoje mišljenje vezano za to.
Može na srpskom, pa ćemo malo da kažem. Malo sa jezikom ako je problem. Ili sa tremom. Ili sa tremom, slobodno.
You are on a journey in your life. You are on the journey in your life. When you are on a journey, you have a destination. I start moving from here, I'm going to end up in New York. Okay, that's a destination. Every young person has a destination in mind. So I asked this young lady here in the second row, yes, ma'am, you tell us, what is the destination? What is the plan?
Should I stand up?
Stand up, so come over here if you like.
No. Do you hear me? Yes. Okay, well, I hope that someday in 5 years, maybe 10 years, I will try to learn some practical things in companies, in big companies or small, it's not important. I think it's important to try and to cooperate with another people, another engineers, and try to learn some new things. And in our university in Belgrade, we learn a lot of technical things. I mean, stala mi je samo sekund. Pa ne učimo praktično, nego teorijsko. Theoretical knowledge, and I think it's important to learn and practical things, and that's why we are hoping that we will find some good companies and learn practical knowledge.
So it is the connections that you will make.
Yes.
And, you know, I have the president of Riva sitting here in front of us, and we're in the same business to help humanity and to organize ourselves and make those connections. So imagine that whether it is ASHRAE or whether it is Riva, imagine this big room. In this room, you will meet professors, you will meet scientists, you will meet engineers, contractors, suppliers. If you don't enter this room, you will not meet anybody. So the case for membership of students in a professional body is always you want to be in the room, you want to be in the connection, and that's how you will make the relationships, that's how you get the knowledge, and that's how you move ahead. So that's the message. Dennis, would you like to ask the second question? Or would you like to ask me a question? Let's do it that way. Okay.
Which question? Like,
If you ask me any question, I'm ready to answer.
Oh.
Put me on the spot.
Ima li neko pitanje? I know for us students, it's like a dream to talk with you, and it's, I don't know, maybe a little too shy, but we thought that it's unimaginable to talk to you and to ask you some questions. So it's a little hard to...
No, don't feel hard about it. Not at all. You see, I always say this, that no matter how we look and how we are, if I cut my hand, my blood will run red, same as yours. That's what makes us human. When I joined ASHRAE, that was about 43 years ago. And at that time, I thought to myself, this ASHRAE is a great thing. I'd never been to a meeting or anything. And I used to say, the board of directors is in heaven. When I die, I will meet them. Okay? But I'm here today. You know, it doesn't have to be heaven. I don't know who I meet in heaven. But so the question is, you need to connect.
I have a question, actually. Did you study in America or in Pakistan?
In Pakistan.
In Pakistan.
But I went to a Catholic nuns school where there were nuns and fathers, and they beat the hell out of us. I had a priest, a Father McCann, who would come into the class, and if he sees the boy talking, then he will catch the first guy who is talking and say, open your mouth, and put the duster in his mouth and say, kneel in the corner. Now, I had another teacher who used to collect a fund, very small, like £1 or a little bit money from every student, and buy the cane to beat them with. So if your homework is not done, say get 6 shots, and no matter what excuse you gave, my grandmother died, I'm sick, he had one answer. When there is will, there is a way. And then he used to beat us. So I studied with them, and that's where I learned a lot of things.
I understand.
Anyone else want to share their ideas with us?
I'm Sandra Kovacevic. I'm studying at mechanical engineer faculty in Belgrade, and I'm from Čačak. It's a small town in Serbia, and I hope so that one day I will be a great engineer and work with my colleagues and do something in this world.
We hope you'll be ASHRAE president.
Jel imamo još pitanja? Evo, probili smo tremu, pa...
Hello, my name is Yana. Okay.
Come here, Yana.
I come from mechanical engineering faculty in Niš, and I think my future career in 5 years or maybe 10, I want to be some maybe famous person, but not famous in the way to be on the television or something like that. I want to be famous by doing good things, by making world maybe better place, and in the first place, making my country better place. So maybe my dream is to be a president, but it's a huge, I don't know how to say, huge path to get in the way, but maybe in 5 or 10 years, I want in the first place, staying on the faculty, maybe don't build something, but maybe tell something or learn people about something to make our world better place or our country. So
I must commend you. You have a plan. You have a plan. You have a vision. You have an idea. Yes. It's great. Follow the dream. I always say follow the dream.
Yes, I'm starting to do that because previously you said about did you met some people from America or something like that? Yes, I met because 2 years ago I started playing video games totally random, and after that I met not 10 or 12 or 20. I met 100 people that was from Asia, from America, from Africa, and I talked about all things and their studies and everything, and I learned a lot of that. And on our faculty, they said to make a contacts, as you said previously. So I started doing maybe I think 8 years ago. So I'm doing something. I am going and I am following my dream. So we will see in 5 or 10 years.
I wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much.
If you don't dream, you don't go anywhere.
I agree with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hvala.
I think, thank you, Farouk, thank you, Dennis, thank you, everybody who come. We should continue, and I hope that you enjoy your stay these days with us in Belgrade, in Serbia, and finally on our HVAC Kongres KGH. Thank you very much. We wish you a safe and pleasant trip home. Jedan aplauz za gospodu.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We should continue with the next session. Thank you very much.